have a really important message for anyone that's receiving any type of housing assistance, Section 8, anyone that receives assistance from the Housing Choice Voucher Program or public housing. This message is really, really important. Times right now are really hard, uncertain. We are all in this together, okay? But I need you to do something because there's a lot of corruption going on, and you need to make sure that you're straight so that you and your family do not end up homeless or suffering during these times. If you're with the public housing or the Housing Choice Voucher Program, you need to check your paperwork, okay? There are certain forms in your paperwork that tell you your household income. And if your household income is incorrect on any of these papers, then it could leave you owing money, paying more than what you should be paying, etc. Excuse the noise in the background. I don't know if y'all hear those big old trucks, some big monster trucks that drive in the dirt around here. But if you receive these programs, sometimes these programs are more catered to saving their own federal budget. Also, they don't give people their allotted security allowances. For instance, if you have children and you're in these programs, you are supposed to be receiving deductions per child a year. If you are disabled, you are supposed to receive a head of household deduction a year. There are new laws that went in place called the HOTMA laws that have raised the prices of these deductions for the household because of inflation. But you need to go to your local housing authority and ask them to see your HUD form 50058, okay? 50058 is going to tell you your household size. It's going to tell you what you make a year and what deductions are being applied or not being applied, because the housing authority could owe you money. You could be overpaying. I wanted to keep this a secret for a while, but I was homeless. I was homeless for 6 months because of the Housing Choice Voucher Program. And I did it all by myself. You know, it was hard, but I'm finally in a place of stability. But I feel like it's really important for people to check their paperwork. There's something called VAWA, V-A-W-A. It is the Violence Against Women's Act. It is there to protect women who are dealing with domestic violence. It also gives you the right to emergency transfer. So if you are someone who is dealing with domestic violence, even though it is the Violence Against Women's Act, if you are a male or a trans or non-binary, whatever you are, anyone who is dealing with any type of domestic violence, the VAWA law does apply to you. This gives you the right to relocate and give you an emergency relocation, which is a portability. So if you are from Chicago and you want to move to Minnesota, under VAWA, you can port your voucher to another state. And when they do this, when they do the portability, they have to update your HUD form 50058. If the form is incorrect, you will be homeless like I was. And most of the time they would try to cover up their tracks. If you find that anything on your HUD form 50058 is incorrect and your housing authority refuses to address it, you need to contact the OIG. Okay? Look at what the OIG is. You need to contact the DOJ, and you need to contact the FHEO. You need to take down the names of the people dealing with your file, and you need to keep track of your stuff because nobody can afford to end up homeless right now. And what I went through, you know, I was so traumatized behind it that I have not really got into the nitty-gritty of the things that I experienced. I will get into that later on, but just not right now. But I really encourage everyone to right now question your paperwork, question what you're paying, and don't let anyone make you feel ashamed for receiving housing assistance. If you are abusing the system, then yes, shame on you. Nobody should be out here abusing the Section 8 program, Housing Choice Voucher Program. You should not be on Housing Choice Voucher Program doing whatever you want to do and not trying to make a way for yourself, even if you are disabled, okay? So don't abuse these programs. Don't abuse the food stamp program, none of that stuff. What I'm saying to you is that when you are low income, then the system easily is able to abuse you under the guise that you're low income and you can't protect yourself. But if you know what the laws and the policies are, you are then able to fight back against these corrupt issues, because they don't care if you end up homeless. They don't care if your children end up homeless. They can sleep good at night and it won't bother them. Them seeing you and your children out on the sleep, they will go to work the next day and they will not blink twice. Trust me, I lived through it. I went through it. And it's sad, but they will throw anyone under the bus. They will protect their own budget. They will try to protect their own books. And there's a hierarchy to this. So start off by checking your HUD form. It's called HUD form, HUD form space, well, a dash 50058. Make sure everything on your household information is correct. Make sure you know who your caseworker is dealing with your file. Also, check your voucher bedroom size and make sure that that's correct as well. Make sure that you are receiving your deductions. Don't you know that there's supposed to be a deduction per child? I believe it's $400 per child deduction a year. If you are not receiving that, you are being overcharged on Section 8. If your rent is, let's say if your rent is $500 or $800, a month for a 2-bedroom, and you're paying through the Section 8 program $300 a month, and you have 3 kids, 9 times out of 10, you're still overpaying because they're not applying your deductions. This is really important because the utility bills are expensive and they're cutting funding, okay? This is important because we have to feed our children, and those of us that are single parents, whether by choice or by domestic violence or because of systematic abuse or lack of family support or any of those things, you have to know how to advocate for yourself. If you don't have a computer, that is no excuse. Take your ass to the library. If you have a smartphone, you could do everything you need to do right from your smartphone. You can look up these policies and write them down from your smartphone, okay? So I just wanted to put that out there, y'all. I have something coming out tomorrow for this 8-8 portal that I would love to share with you guys, and so be looking forward to that tomorrow. My content is strictly intentional at this point, so be looking forward to the 8-8 portal tomorrow, where I release something that is very near and dear and special to me, and I've been working on this project along with a few other projects. So if you want to know more about this particular subject, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. I do not check my DMs. I do not respond to inboxes, okay? I get too many of them, so if you want me to see immediately your questions, drop them in the comment section, all right? Okay, y'all, well, I hope this helps somebody, and yeah, I see y'all tomorrow for the 8-8 portal, and happy Friday, happy weekend. If you like this video, if you want to know more, make sure you hit the like button, hit the heart button, subscribe, whatever you want to do, engage. And I'll see y'all in my next video. Peace.